Before you even start a fire, you need to have a fire ring. The reason for this is to control the fire. And to put out the fire, you need water. The reason for this is because after you're done, if you leave a fire going, it could spread to nearby debris and burn down a forest or something else. You can also use a shovel for this purpose. Methods of lighting a fire could be using debris, char cloth, cotton balls, or another material you have that is flammable. There are a few different ways to actually light a fire. These include a magnifying glass, a flint, steel, or matches. But in Scouts, you can only use this on emergency purposes because these are not allowed to be used by Scouts. But before you even start a fire, you need to have certain wood. This is because larger wood tends to burn slower than smaller sticks, and these will catch faster, which is good when you're messing around with tinder trying to get one started. After you use that wood, you will then go up to a bigger size stick, like so. After that, you go up to a bigger size stick, and so on and so on. Now, for methods of building fire, there are a few different ways. You could use a teepee, a log cabin, or a lean-to. I'm going to show you how you build these. You can't build a fire ring anywhere. You should use the existing one because, like we do on campouts, we don't just go and build a fire ring anywhere. We use the one we already have because it's part of the Leave No Trace principles. Now, for the wood I was using earlier, you can use this dry cedar wood, which I've been using. And you don't go cut down trees because it may seem like you should do that because all the TV shows you watch where people do that. You don't, because that is fresh wet wood, and it does not burn well at all. Now, I've been using this pine or cedar wood. This has lots of sap and burns very well. The first thing you need for any fire is oxygen, fuel, and a heat source or friction. This is because this is a triangle of fire and is the main things you need for fire. So right now, I have my tinder. Then, on top of that, we'll put our kindling so that the fire will be able to ignite the kindling, and then it will slowly grow, and as it grows, we go to our larger sticks. The first thing I'm building is the teepee. So now I'm going to light the fire with my flint and steel. So that is the method I have chose for this. You can see that there's plenty of air going into the fire, and there's nice amounts of fuel on top of it. If you want to get your fire going and give it air, you can blow on it gently. Or in our case, get the wind to do it for you. So it's good now. This is a log cabin. The thing about log cabins is that you don't build them necessarily like you would a normal fire. The reason for this is because fire spreads up, so you want to have your bigger sticks wider out on the bottom and your smaller sticks towards the top. I am now using a cotton ball again for this demonstration and my flint and steel. You can see that this method catches really fast, and works very well, which is why it's one of my favorite building methods for fire. So I'm gonna do a lean-to this time, but I'm gonna use charcoal to light a cotton ball because they're easier to light. And a few facts about charcoal is it's actually denim, and you can make this on your own at home if you have an Altoids can and a good fire. When you're trying to make this stuff, you would cut patches of jeans or denim, and you put it in there for a few minutes in the Altoids can, and then throw that in the fire for a few minutes. And when you pull it out, you have this. Now you basically turn the denim into charcoal. And you can use this to ignite fires, and it catches sparks really easily. And it's actually a pretty good fire starter, but it is one of the harder methods because it does not roar with flames like a cotton ball does pretty much instantly. You have to blow on it and be patient with it. And I'm going to try to light it with my magnifying lens. And it looks like this sign is just about ready. And the thing with the magnifying lens is you have to get it right when you're trying to burn something. Now this is because the more focused the beam of light is, the faster it'll light. And soon you're going to start seeing the smoking. The only thing about the magnifying lens, though, is that you do have to hold it still, and you can see it's smoking now, and it is now burning. I've been using wood. The wood I've been using is cedar or an evergreen. This is because it's full of sap and has a lot of kind of needles on it that are really flammable. I'm going to take this, blow in it a little bit. Now you can see that the charcoal really does burn away quick. But once you got your tinder lit, you can use it to start your fire. Now in my case, I talked too long and it went out, so I gotta use my flint and steel to start it. And the nice thing about charcoal is actually, because it's black, it absorbs the light from the magnifying glass. And it will start burning almost instantly. You might notice that last fire didn't really get started very well, and I noticed that I didn't really feed it fast enough. But we still have to put it out very well because you can still burn out a forest with having small embers or a bad fire. We just take our water and spray it on all our wood and kind of make sure that's all kind of dry or wet and nothing can light. I hope you learned something, and I hope you know that having a campfire on a scout outing is a really important part of what we do in scouts. It's a really important skill.